Before we get started with this video, I just did a very spicy one on Rumble. It's about my true feelings about America. And heads up, Americans, I am not nice. I don't care for your constitution, your history, or your military. So consider yourself warned. So let's crack on, shall we? Here is a video that I've wanted to do for some time now, because it involves an old trope that makes absolutely no sense. Because much like most tropes, it's never examined. Until some posh twat shows up with his utensilism and then tries to kick it down a flight of stairs. On fire. And one of these tropes is the phrase, "I have a black friend," is used by racists to show that they aren't racists, when apparently having one black friend doesn't mean you aren't racist. Personally, I think that's a crock of bollocks. I very much disagree. I actually think that does make you not racist. Now, never mind the fact that the word racist has been watered down to sloganeering whack that means nothing above "you're saying things that I don't like, and therefore you must face ostracization for your wrong-thinking defiance." I don't think racism exists. I don't think it has ever existed, as defined. If we look at the definition, it's the belief of superiority based on race. In fact, if you've ever done the old political compass test, one of the questions there asks, our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Naturally, a strongly agree answer is going to skew the score more towards the upper far right corners of the graph. The problem with this question, however, is there are no qualities listed, and so the variable is entirely subjective depending on the individual answering the question, so there's no moral weight to it. For example, black people can say, we possess certain muscle fibers more prominently than other races, which allows us to better perform certain athletic feats, which makes us superior. And my reply to that would be, alright, fair enough. I don't find that answer particularly controversial. I can maybe debate the merit of that variable with regards to justifying the belief of superiority, but hey, that is at least a variable. That answer at least has some depth. Secondly, I refuse to believe anyone has ever disliked anyone of a different race purely on that and nothing else, because that's literally impossible. Even isolated tribes that kill on sight people that don't look like them are doing so based on defensive purposes, because they're perceived as a potential threat. Secondly, you can find the most arch-racist today and ask them, why don't they like X, Y, or Z? And they will produce an essay of an answer for you. The essay may be complete bollocks, don't get me wrong, but it's never as simple as, I just don't like them because they are X, Y, or Z. The other example that I used in a previous video is the exact same differences that cause tensions between different ethnic groups becomes racism if one ethnicity is replaced by a different race. It's the exact same phenomenon. The word used to describe the tension now depends on the participants rather than the action, which is just stupid. Now, as many of you know, our favorite phrase in this channel is, of course, pattern recognition, or to use the problematic version of that phrase, prejudice, as if no discrimination is ever justified. But the way humans learn that, provided you aren't a brain-dead lemming that is through repetition, hence the phrase pattern recognition. And if your particular group is seen, heard, advertised, or represented as one who frequently violates social norms, hence how you've cultivated this reputation in the first place, people are going to be more skeptical of you because they're sane and not stupid. Through known characteristics of the group, people will assess the individual, and this assessment is typically done only in an environment where it is safe to do so. If someone is legitimately racist, apparently, and just hates a different race purely on the basis of they are the other, but they happen to like someone of a different race, you might want to ask, why is that particular individual the exception to the racist rule? And what have they done, or rather don't do actually, to earn the respect of the so-called racist? Or, a more likely explanation, is racism doesn't exist, these people just dislike certain behavioral characteristics, and those traits are more prevalent in certain races. And should they happen to come across individuals that don't exhibit these traits, they will get along with them, regardless of race. But apparently, even according to Mark Lamont Hill, the guy that featured in one of my previous videos, not being typically mainstream black makes you extraordinary and magical. Listen.
The whole point of white people is white people vote for black people that don't act like black people and that they don't read as black people. Remember, it's like in Do the Right Thing, which is our era. When he's like, yeah, I love Michael. He's like, you don't love niggas, but you love Michael Jordan. Yeah, but he's not like regular black. Like, white people love extraordinary, magical Negroes.
Well, that was quite telling. If white people like you and you're black, you're extraordinary and magical. And notice he made the distinction between blacks and the N-word. He said the whole point of whites is to like the exceptional. He makes it sound like our approval elevates you. It requires a higher standard. And that's not me saying that, that's him. Bernie Mac used to joke about the same thing. White people are here to see me. If white people come see you, you successful, you somebody. So if nothing else, apparently if you're white and you have black friends, you're not racist. And if you're black and you have white friends, you're extraordinary and magical. But let me end this with an old speech all the way back from 2003. And you guys tell me if you think it still holds up, more than 2 decades later.
I really want you guys to understand that time is running out. And a lot of black people say that, but for real. Part of why the civil rights movement has been so successful, and part of why those who have come after in terms of our leadership have been able to maintain a presence, is that black people have always had a certain amount of moral currency that we have been using. And let me be the first to tell you, that's used up. White America has been watching us act like fools for a long enough time where any sympathy they may have had to our plight is completely gone. You're approaching a country that, forget hating black people or not hating black people, they just don't care. You can be talking about affirmative action, they can be like, I don't care. It literally is of no importance to me. I don't care about slavery. I don't care about segregation. I don't care about you. I don't care how many of you all go to jail. I don't care at all, because I'm broke. You can't be the proud, noble fighter when every single time someone sees a person that looks like you on television, they're acting like a damn fool. How would they know? How would they know you're not a damn fool? They're gonna talk to you? Yeah, right. This is what we're facing. Now, this was not a very motivational speech because I'm not a motivational speaker. I gotta be honest. So wait. That don't matter to me. I'm a critic. That's what I do for a living. I'm not here to tell you you can do it, because you know what? Maybe you just can't do it. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I hope you can do it. I hope to God you can do it. You better do it. Because if you don't, will you suffer? Yeah. But oh, your kids are gonna catch hell. You guys are it. Don't think about Jesse, don't think about Al. They will not be there.
Indeed, it does hold up more than 2 decades later.
Yeah, the niggas did elect themselves a president. I guess we may as well let y'all have a few years just to see how much y'all can fuck things up.
Damn, I wish he'd start the Boondocks back up again. God bless Uncle Ruckus. Don't forget to check out the Rumble video as well, folks. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.